OK， 大家好，我是高一四班的毕奥莱 ，and today my topic today will be finding common grounds while reserving differences. So, as we all know, today we are living in a very big world with countless differences. So sometimes when we are eating when we are eating chips at home, people somewhere else might be eating termites, which are white ants. And when people somewhere else are reading Iliad on the other side, they might be reading 论语. And when we are reciting poems from Dianji, which is totally a nightmare, right? And people from the other side might be reading Shakespeare's sonnets. And when we are celebrating Dragon Boat Festival for Qiyuan, people in Rome are celebrating Thanksgiving for their goddess Ponoma. So given all these differences, we sometimes have to know each other by guessing and assuming, but that usually causes prejudices. And let me give you an example. So when I talk about Middle East, you guys should always think about this, right? All these things. But here I will tell you a real story. I always thought that people in Middle East are really pathetic, especially women, because they have to put their black cloth on their entire life. But everything has changed since I have met an Iran girl in Australia. And when I asked her about this, she said her mother had never complained about this even once in her life. And instead, she is completely free will to do this. And she is even very proud that she had consisted that tradition for such a long time. And after this conversation, I suddenly realized that how wrong our opinions and others could be. And then a thought crossed my mind. Maybe other people think of us the same way as well, people from other countries and other regions. So, that's what they think about Asia. And in this summer, I went to a summit meeting, and I had an opportunity to meet all these people from America colleges, and they went to give us lectures. And when I talked to one of them, they told me that he is so nervous when he first came here because he still thinks China is a very undeveloped country, and he thinks that no one can ever understand English. And when he tells others he is a vegan, he won't have anything to eat. And he's also afraid of that people won't support his religious activities because he has to go to church every Sunday. Yeah, but he was totally wrong, and he laughed at himself for that too. And he said he was very surprised that China is such a beautiful place, and he was very surprised that everyone could speak English, and is very happy to show him the way on the street. And he is also very surprised that even the selling lady in Chonghomiao can give her vegan dumplings. And yeah, so after these two conversations, I was really shocked how huge the gaps between each other could be. So sometimes we heard and what we have read is sometimes very far away from the real pictures. And here I want to show you a conversation that I really like in one of my favorite movies. It's called The Good Will Hunter. And in this movie, a professor told his very proud children something. He said, if I ask you about art, you'd probably tell me everything that you have ever know about an art book, right? Like Michelangelo. And if I ask you about him, you probably will tell me that about his artwork and his political aspirations. But you will never know how it smells like in the Sistine Chapel, and you will never know how it's like to be standing down that very beautiful ceiling. And if I ask you about the war, you'd probably throw Shakespeare at me, right? If once more into the breach, my dear friends, but you've never been near one. You've never known how it feels like to have a friend's head on your lap, looking into you for help when he gasps his last breath. So I really like this movie, and every time I watch it, it makes me think really deeply. And I do believe that this would have illustrated in this movie happening every day in our daily life. So we often try to pretend that we know and understand each other by depend on our own experience and knowledge, which is sometimes wrong and not accurate. So, yeah. which is sometimes not accurate. There's a journalist once did an investigation when he had by asking everyone on the street at night what his or her feeling is, and she was responded by many great but short answers. And one boy said that he has just had a thought of suicide, and a woman who was sitting by the street crying told her that she had to pay for his son's tuition tomorrow, but she don't have any money. And a man who is passing by really fast told her that she is very nervous but excited because she's going to be a dad really soon, but he was just fired today. So from this research, I found that no one's life is easy. So sometimes even a praised language that we have said will cause a great impact on the other's life. So everyone is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. Be kind always, and even if you can't help, please don't hurt. So I don't know if any one of you have ever attended biology selective course, but I did. And in that course, our teacher tell us that the reason why water drops can stick together is because there are attractions between water molecules, and that's what keeps them together. But when the temperature drops to 0, the distance between molecules started to get bigger, and that's how ice is formed. So I would like to imagine every one of us a water molecular, and I do believe by dropping the prejudices and showing respect and seeing common grounds by research differences is the resources of heat, which makes the big world a smaller place and cut down the gaps between us. So thank you.